John was tired. He had worked all week, long and quiet. He lived alone in a small flat on the mainland. He didn't party much. He didn't like crowds. But that Friday night, his chest felt heavy. Like something was pressing it. So he decided to go out. He entered a club in Victoria Island. Loud music. Red and blue lights. People dancing like their bones were made of rubber. Some smoked. Some laughed too loud. Some kissed strangers in dark corners. John sat at the bar, quiet. He wasn't drinking. He just wanted to breathe. The music thumped like thunder. The air smelled like sweat, perfume, and something sweet. He sighed. What am I doing here? Then she came. Nobody saw her walking. She was just there, sitting beside him. Her skin was soft brown. Her dress sparkled like stars. Her eyes were glowing like warm lamps. She looked rich. Powerful. But calm. She didn't look at anyone else. Just John. I like your quiet heart, she said, her voice smooth like cold water. John turned to her. Excuse me. She smiled. You don't belong here, do you? John blinked. Do I know you? No. But I know you. Her perfume smelled like rain and flowers. Her nails were painted silver. Her earrings looked like they cost millions. John scratched his neck. Are you sure you're talking to the right person? She chuckled gently. Yes. I've been watching you. For a long time. John felt his heart tap faster. From where? From far, she said. But I'm close now. Because I've chosen you. He looked around. The club was loud. But around them, it felt quiet. Like the noise didn't reach their corner. Chosen me for what? He asked. She stood up. Her heels didn't click like others. They floated. Then she knelt. In front of him. In the middle of the club. Music stopped. The DJ looked confused. People turned. Eyes blinked. Mouths opened. She brought out a diamond ring in a tiny black box. Then a suitcase. Full of cash. Neat, clean bundles. Tied. Sealed. Smelling new. The girl on the speaker dropped her drink. A guy whistled. Someone clapped. Zara looked into John's eyes. Her voice was gentle. But strong. Will you marry me tonight? John's mouth opened. Nothing came out. People screamed. Some shouted, say yes. One girl said, this is real love. Oh. John's hands were shaking. His throat was dry. His brain was running, but his heart was flying. She smiled again. He felt warm. Safe. Why yes, he said. Yes. I will. The crowd roared like thunder. The DJ dropped a beat. People danced around them. They poured drinks on the floor. They lifted John and spun him. Zara just watched, smiling like she knew something no one else did. That night, he didn't go back to his small flat. He went with her. Into her world. A world filled with gold and mirrors. But behind one mirror, something was waiting. Watching. But John didn't know that yet. He was too busy smiling at his new bride. Too busy enjoying the moment. Too busy forgetting to ask. Who are you, really? The car they entered was long and black. It smelled like leather and secrets. John sat beside her, not saying much. His fingers touched the soft seats. The driver didn't speak. Nobody did. The air felt heavy, like something was holding its breath. When they reached her house, John couldn't believe his eyes. The gates opened slowly. The mansion stood there like a palace from a dream. Marble steps. Tall pillars. Lights that sparkled like stars. Water danced in fountains. Flowers bowed in the breeze. She turned to him. "Welcome home." Inside, the floors shined like ice. The walls were high. The mirrors were everywhere. Big ones. Tall ones. Some stretched from the ground to the ceiling. They were clean, like water that never moved. John walked slowly, like he didn't want to wake something sleeping. She handed him keys. "This is your room," she said. "You have your own driver, your own workers, your own car. You can eat anything. Go anywhere." John looked at her. "Why are you doing this?" She touched his face. Her hand was cold. "Because you are the one I've waited for." He tried to smile, but it came out crooked. His heart felt strange. Like joy and worry were fighting inside him. They didn't sleep in the same room. Every night, she kissed his forehead and whispered, "Soon." Then she disappeared down the long hallway. Her heels never made a sound. Her door closed gently, like a hand over a mouth. There was one room he wasn't allowed to enter. It had a black door. Thick wood. No handle. Only a silver keyhole. John asked, "What's in there?" She looked at him with soft eyes. "Do not open it." "Not ever." He nodded. But that night, he heard humming behind the door. Like a choir. But not human. Deep. Wet. Echoing. He sat on his bed, holding the ring she gave him. His fingers trembled. The next morning, she smiled like nothing had happened. "We'll plan the wedding," she said, eating nothing. "Soon, the world will know you're mine." She didn't eat. She didn't sleep. She just stared sometimes. Long and deep. Her eyes glowed like soft fire, but her face never changed. "Zara," he asked once, "do you ever get tired?" She smiled. "Never." People started talking. His friends were shocked. His family was confused but happy. "You found favor," his uncle shouted. They danced at the village hall. They drank palm wine. His mother cried, thanking God for the miracle. But in John's heart, a shadow was growing. He saw her in the mirror one morning, standing too still. She didn't blink. He looked away. One of the cooks said, "Olga, we don't go near that black door." John asked why. The cook just shook his head. "Some things are not for man to know." John laughed nervously. But that night, he locked his door tight. He told himself it was just a dream. He told himself it was just love. He didn't know. Behind that mirror, something was waiting. Something old. Something cold. And it wanted him. The wedding was like a movie. White tents. Gold chairs. Cameras flashing like lightning in a storm. People wore lace and satin. Perfume filled the air. Singers sang her name. Zara. Zara. But she didn't wave. She didn't smile wide. She walked slowly, like wind. Her dress was white but shiny like silver. Long veil. No wrinkles. No dust. No mistakes. Her feet didn't make a sound. Like the ground didn't dare touch her. John stood by the altar, trying not to shake. He smiled. But inside, he felt cold. The vows were short. The rings were tight. And when they kissed, Her lips were cold like morning dew. Everyone clapped, laughed, took pictures. Her money made everything shine. Her name was now Madame Zara John. But she never called him husband. She called him mine. That night, they didn't stay in the mansion. She said, "Come. I want us alone." They went to a quiet place. A second house. Smaller, but still rich. White curtains. Red candles. One mirror. Very tall. It stood beside the bed like a tall, quiet stranger. She closed the door slowly. "Tonight," she whispered, "you will know me fully." John's fingers shook. He nodded. She walked to the mirror. Removed her earrings. Her necklace. Her rings. One by one. Her fingers moved slow, like a clock without sound. The lights flickered. Then came back. John watched her. But she never looked at herself. She never glanced at the mirror. She stood beside it, but her face never turned to it. He frowned. "Zara, are you okay?" She didn't answer. He stepped closer. She stared at the floor. Then he looked at the mirror. He saw himself. But not her. "Zara," he said, voice soft. "Why aren't you in the mirror?" She turned quickly and grabbed his hand. Her grip was strong. Too strong. Her nails dug in. "Don't touch the mirror," she said, voice low. Not one voice. Two. Like a choir whispering from a cave. John froze. She let go and stepped back. "I didn't mean to scare you," she said, trying to smile. But her lips didn't rise fully. They just stretched. John backed away. He sat on the edge of the bed. She stared at him. Eyes wide. No blinking. "Let's rest," she said. But she didn't lie down. She stood in the corner. Watched him. All night. Like a statue guarding a secret. He closed his eyes. But he didn't sleep. His mind kept whispering one thing over and over. Why is she afraid of the mirror? The room was quiet. Too quiet. The air didn't move. The curtains didn't shake. Even the candles stood still, their flames frozen like tiny statues of fire. John sat on the bed, his hands locked together, his heart beating softly like a scared drum. Zara stood by the window, her body facing him, but her eyes staring at the floor. Then something strange happened. The wind blew. A strong wind. But the windows were closed. The doors were locked. The candles shook. Their flames danced wildly. The curtains rose like ghosts stretching their arms. John stood slowly. "Zara." She didn't move. The lights flickered once, twice. Then went off. The whole room went black. John's breathing grew fast. "Zara, where are you?" Her voice came from the dark. "Stay where you are." It sounded like her. But behind her voice, something else spoke too. Something deep. Something not human. The lights came back. Weak. Soft. Shaking. John turned to the mirror. He wished he didn't. He wished he had kept his eyes closed forever. Inside the mirror was Zara. But not his Zara. Another Zara. A Zara with long black claws. A Zara with no eyelids. A Zara with skin pale like cold smoke. A Zara with teeth long and sharp like broken glass. That Zara smiled. The human Zara didn't. John froze. His legs felt like sand. His heart tried to jump out of his body. "Zara," he whispered. The human Zara stepped forward, shaking her head. Please, don't be afraid. John pointed at the mirror, voice shaking. What is that? The mirror. Zara moved closer to the glass. Her fingers scratched it gently. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Her voice was soft, like a lullaby made of bones. John. His breath caught in his throat. The human Zara grabbed his arm. Don't run. Please. I needed love. I only wanted to feel human. Just once. John pulled his hand away. What are you? The mirror creature answered in a low voice. I am not from your world. I borrowed her shape so I could touch life. I watched you. I liked your heart. I wanted you. The room began to shake. The floor rumbled like a growling animal. Then, far down the hall, the black door unlocked by itself. It opened slowly. Creak. A soft blue light spilled out. A cold light. Like moonlight trapped in ice. Symbols glowed on the walls. Shapes that moved. Shadows that slid like water across the floor. John's legs trembled. The mirror Zara stretched her claws toward him. Her voice crawled into his ears. John, come. The human Zara fell to her knees, her hands shaking. Don't go near her. Please, don't. John looked at her, her eyes full of pain, and then at the creature in the mirror calling his name like a song made of fear. And at that moment, he knew. He hadn't married a woman. He had married something wearing a woman. John stepped back. His hands were cold. His feet couldn't move fast enough. The mirror creature pushed her claws against the glass. Crack. A small line appeared. Zara cried. Not the creature, the one in front of him. The one who looked almost human. She was on her knees, her hands shaking, her voice small like a child's. If you leave me, I'll lose this form forever. John's voice cracked. I didn't ask for this. I didn't know. The mirror cracked again. Crack, crack, crack. The creature screamed, her voice loud and wet. Like thunder trapped inside a well. The sound shook the floor. The windows cried. The doors breathed. Zara crawled to him. Please. I just wanted to feel love. I wasn't trying to harm you. John backed away. His hands searched the room. He grabbed a chair. Threw it at the mirror. The mirror laughed. The creature licked the glass. John turned and ran. But the house was alive. The walls moved. The doors changed places. The hallway turned to stairs. Then turned into a wall. He shouted, I just wanted a good life. I just wanted peace. Not this. Zara appeared again, holding her chest. Stay. I will protect you from her. I swear. But behind her, the mirror shattered. The creature stepped out. She was tall. Taller than before. Her eyes were black holes. Her arms were smoke. She didn't walk. She floated. She crawled across the floor like fog hunting a body. John screamed. He looked at his finger. The wedding ring. The silver band she gave him at the club. He pulled it off. His hand burned. The ring felt hot. He threw it at the creature. It hit her chest. A loud sound followed. Phew! Bright fire burst through the room. The creature screamed and twisted. The walls shook. The floor opened. Blue light swallowed her whole. The symbols on the wall burned like paper. Then the creature was gone. Only smoke remained. Zara fell to the floor. Her body flickered like candlelight in the wind. She looked at him, her eyes soft again. "Thank you," she whispered. "You freed me. I was trapped inside her. I only wanted to feel love before I disappeared." John stepped closer. She reached out and touched his face gently. Her fingers faded like smoke in the morning. She smiled. Then she vanished. Gone. No sound. No scream. No goodbye. Just silence. John looked around. The house was still. The mirrors were broken. The lights were off. The blue door was gone. He ran. He didn't stop. He burst through the gate. Fell to the ground outside. The sun was rising. The birds were singing. His body shook like a leaf caught in rain. He looked back at the house. It didn't move. But he knew, something inside it still watched. He walked away. No car. No money. No bride. But he was alive. And sometimes, just being alive is the biggest blessing. As the sun touched his face, he whispered to himself. Greed almost took my life. Not every gift is a blessing. Not every shining thing is safe. Next time, I will choose peace. And he kept walking. This time, with a quiet heart. This time, with eyes that had seen the truth.